Hi, it's Ian from the Postal Hub Podcast.
And Marek from Last Mile Experts.
And we are the Last Mile Prophets. This is the last word on the last mile. Technology in the last mile, software in the last mile, we talk about it all the time. And Marek, we're joined today by a special guest. We've got Mircea from Postis joining us. But just before we get to Mircea, and he's going to talk about some of the solutions that are out there right now with regard to technology in the last mile, we've got a logistics ecosystem now, haven't we, Marek, where technology comes in from all these different strands. You've got everything from when the customer orders through to the warehouse, the last mile, and we talk about sort of the customer experience, sort of wraps all of this up, doesn't it, Marek?
Absolutely. And from my perspective, something that has changed, and it's quite a dramatic change, is that whereas 15 years ago, software was a supporting service that helped make the last mile happen, in a way, technology and software is the last mile today, because all of the stuff that the consignee wants, the interactivity, the ability to control, see, it's all about software. So without that, there's really no last mile today. So I think it's going to be a really interesting topic. Romania is a place which is a real hotbed of new ideas and concepts. So Mircea, maybe from your perspective, tell us what you think is most important from the consumer perspective and what's happening and some of the things you've seen in this space.
Yes, you are right. Software is now part of the last mile. If in the last year it was an option how we do it and how much, now I think it's a must. And not only that you have to put technology, but it's a deep technology that you have to use. And that is what we should have in focus. And Marek, I believe that this is the way to go. Deep tech log in the last mile.
When you say deep tech, because deep tech can mean many things for many people. What, from your perspective, what are the best examples of this deep tech? How does it differ from low tech or basic tech?
I believe that we should have in the last mile some, let's say, a lot of data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, all this in the helping the customer to have the better services and a more, let's say, if you need a customized shopping experience. And I believe here we have a lot of points to discuss in the future.
So basically you're saying that machine learning and this AI can allow you to adapt and model the customer experience much more effectively than, let's say, a low-tech historic solution would allow you to do?
Yes. First of all, automation is the, let's say, things to be done in the last mile in order to be more efficient. But on top of that, by collecting a lot of information from the first click till the moment you deliver the goods and sometime after the delivery, you will be able to, let's say, in a way, predict what is needed, and in another way, from the customer point of view, to better suggest and personalize the experience that they will have. It's very dynamic domain and the complexity is increasing. Therefore, you need more tech and information data to take in account by basing your decision. Therefore, this is one way to go. And here I will see a lot of developments in the near future.
So tell me one thing, because, we know that the Amazons, the Alibabas of this world, they've got huge tech teams and they're able to do it. What happens with smaller, mid-sized e-commerce if they want to, or retailers even, if they want to move into omnichannel?
I think it's a huge opportunity for them because they will be able to have similar software infrastructure like Amazon or Alibaba, but keeping their, let's say, brand and be able to interact with their customer as sophisticated as Amazon or Alibaba, but taking advantages of a platform which help and put in place a lot of functionality that they capture for many retailers, and in a way that will be an open ecosystem that will help the brand to still be compatible with the big brands like Amazon.
So effectively, what software in this space, and I think Postis is an example of this software, is able to do is allow smaller players to compete on a more even playing field with the big boys.
That is the way to go, because there are a lot of very strong brands which want to interact as customized or better like Amazon, but still they try to keep their brand as part of the way they interact with the customer. Therefore, you need, let's say, in the last mile, it's something that they lost in the past. Therefore, with our platform, they could regain again the control, visibility, traceability, and the way interact with their customers in order to offer the same quality services like Amazon, but keeping their identity and brand.
Tell me one thing, because I know quite often clients ask me, Marek, can you recommend a piece of software in the last mile space? And on one hand, there's an awful lot, but when I look deeply, there are very few, I would say, platforms that can walk the talk in all of the areas they claim to be strong in. Do you have any advice for people who are looking for a solution? How do you separate the really good ones from the others? What would you suggest? Because you write this stuff, you know what's in there. What should customers look for when they're selecting a software partner?
First of all, I believe that the last part of that you said, it's they want a partner, someone which listen them and take care of them. Second, they need a software company to work with, which are flexible enough in order to take in consideration their needs. And third, I believe that it's not a matter of solving one specific problem, but take in consideration the whole picture. And of course, together they should work in order to solve, starting from the last mile, but taking in consideration also what's happening 2 or 3 steps ahead when a customer, for instance, has shown first time an ad, and then they go to the e-commerce sites. And after, I don't know, many hours, they will interact on the last mile. Therefore, they need someone which take in consideration the whole picture and try to solve their problem, not to sell the software that they want to sell.
I don't know what you think, but one of the things that I say to clients is always make sure you can see a pilot, you can touch it and feel it, because sometimes you hear these wonderful stories of, technology being able to do almost everything. And then when you actually want to try it, it doesn't work that way. What do you think? Is it something you'd also recommend?
Of course, that should be the way to go. And also, as an add-on, I believe that no one can claim that I can resolve or solve all the problem. We try, for instance, to solve as many problems we can. And also, we are aware that together with our client, we will solve problems even 2, 3, 5 years from now, because otherwise it means that everything is done and we can close the firm.
I think, this is exciting space. One of the surprising things from my perspective is just how innovative Romania is. Let's be honest, Romania was a little bit behind only a few years ago, but suddenly there's been this sprint where you've got so many super smart, particularly on the tech side, companies being formed. So, I think it's a great space to be. It's exciting to have been able to talk about, what's new in this space and a little bit about what Postis is doing. I think this is not the beginning of the end or even the end, but it's certainly the beginning of new stuff coming out from Romania.
Now, we're almost out of time, I'm sorry to say, because this is a topic we can go really in depth on. Mircea, just before we wrap up, can you just quickly share a quick sentence about Postis, about basically who you are and where people can go to find out even more about the products and services you have?
They can find us on postis.eu or on LinkedIn. We are a software platform which help the retailers, transporting and courier companies to offer or having starting point on the last mile, do the automation and help the customer to have a better experience on the shopping part.
So postis.eu is the website, and if you're watching this on LinkedIn, we'll have a link to their company page on LinkedIn as well. Thanks for watching this video on YouTube. Remember to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notifications bell so you get a notification every time we publish a new video. A special thank you to our friends at Postis for supporting this video. Remember, you can do your bit just by subscribing to this channel. You help us keep these videos free with all the great information that we can share with you. Marek Różycki and Mircea from Apostas, thank you both very much for joining us on The Last Mile Profits today.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you and enjoy.